Good morning. Electrostatics, Unit 1 of S4 Complementary. Electrostatics is a branch of science which deals with various phenomena associated with electric charges at rest. Static means at rest. That is, electrostatics deals with charges at rest. Now we can look at the properties of electric charges. First one is electric charges are of two kinds. It is positive and negative charges. Then second property is like charges repel and unlike charges attract each other. Third property is charge is quantized. That is, all charges will be an integral multiple of the basic charge. Basic charge is the charge of an electron. 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb is the basic charge. The charge is quantized. Total charge Q will be plus or minus n into E. Here n is equal to positive. N is a positive integer. This charge is quantized. Half charges or 3/4 charges will not exist, only whole number charges will be there. The next property is electric charge is additive. It means that total electric charge on a body is the algebraic sum of the charges at different regions. If there are Q1, Q2, Q3 etc. charges, total charge will be equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. That is, electric charge is additive. Then next property is electric charge is conserved. That total charge of an isolated system remains constant. Electric charge is conserved. Now look at the conservation of charge. Conservation of charge. The law of conservation of electric charges states that the total charge, that is the algebraic sum of positive and negative charges in an isolated system, remains constant. For example, when a glass rod is rubbed with silk, the charges developed on the glass rod and the piece of silk are equal and opposite. These examples you might have heard in your school classes. Then in a beta decay process, a neutron converts itself into a proton and a fresh electron is created. And the charge, however, remains zero before and after the event. Neutron charge of neutron is zero, and after the reaction we are getting one proton and an electron, both having the same charges, equal and opposite. Therefore total charge will be constant. In annihilation of matter, annihilation is the process in which a positron means positive charged electron, positron and electron combine to produce a gamma ray photon. Annihilation, opposite process of annihilation is pair production, in which a gamma ray photon materializes into electron and positron. These reactions also, the total charge is conserved. Next we can look at the Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law states that the force between two charges is directly proportional to product of their charges and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. If Q1 and Q2 are two charges, Q1 and Q2 are two charges separated by a distance r in air, then F is proportional to Q1 Q2 by r square. F is equal to a constant K into Q1 Q2 by r square. Here K is the proportionality constant. The value of K is in SI units. SI units, K is equal to 8.98755 into 10 raised to 9 Newton meter square Coulomb raised to minus 2. The constant K is usually written as K can be written as 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Here epsilon 0 is the permittivity of free space. Permittivity of free space or air. Permittivity, value of permittivity is equal to 9 into 10 raised to minus 12 Coulomb square, Newton raised to minus 1, meter raised to minus 2. And we can see K is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton meter square, Coulomb raised to minus 2. If charges are of equal charges, we know that it will repel each other. Force will be repulsive, and if charges are opposite sign, force will be attractive. Permittivity of the medium. It has been found that when two charges are placed in some other medium, Coulomb's law becomes F is equal to Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon r square, where epsilon is the permittivity of the medium other than air or vacuum. We can look at another property, relative permittivity. Relative permittivity is given by epsilon 0. If the charges are placed in other medium, Coulomb's law becomes 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, 1 by 4 pi epsilon r square into Q1 Q2. From this equation, epsilon 0 becomes epsilon becomes epsilon r into epsilon 0. Therefore, F can be written as Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 epsilon r into r square. Now we can see that F air divided by F medium is equal to epsilon r is the relative permittivity. Force in air divided by force in medium. Thus, dielectric constant of a medium may be defined as the ratio of force between two charges placed at a certain distance in air to the force between the same charges placed at the same distance apart in that medium. This is the relative permittivity or dielectric constant. Next, unit of charge. Unit of charge is Coulomb. From Coulomb's law, we have F is equal to Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 epsilon r into r square. If epsilon r is equal to 1, that is the medium is air or vacuum, and Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to 1 Coulomb and r is equal to 1 meter, we get F is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 into 1 divided by 1 square. It is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. It means that if two charges of 1 Coulomb each kept at 1 meter apart in air, they would repel with a force equal to the weight of 1,000,000 elephants. Taking the mass of an elephant is equal to 10 raised to 3 kilogram. Coulomb's law in vector form. Next, if Q1 and Q2 are two charges placed at points 1 and 2 in the here, Q1 is placed at 1 Q1 and Q2 placed at 2. According to Coulomb's law, the force on 1 due to force on 1 due to 2 is given by F12 vector. F12 is equal to K Q1 Q2 divided by R square into R21 unit vector R21, where R21 is the unit vector pointing from 2 to R21 is the unit vector pointing from 2 to 1. Similarly, force on 2 due to 1 F21 is equal to K Q1 Q2 divided by R square into unit vector R12. R12 is the unit vector pointing from 1 to 2. That is Coulomb's law obeys Newton's third law of motion. For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction.